there. This is Rev Sir Arlene Freed of the Correllian News Service coming to you from Beyond the Spell. And we are with today Rev Jason, Highcorrell, and Rev Brenda. Rev Jason is the temple head of Pure Sanctuary Temple, and Rev Brenda is the temple herald. I brought Rev Jason and Rev Brenda on today to discuss the upcoming lustration from the Correllian Nativist Church in May 16th through the 19th in Danville, Illinois. And please welcome Rev Jason and Rev Brenda. It's great to have you on today.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you.
Yep, we are.
So, first off, tell me about yourself, Rev Jason. How did you find the Correllian Nativist Church?
How I found it, I went to a festival at Awakenings. It was a local metaphysical store we had here in Westville, and that's where I met Lady Crystal and got to know her. And then I started studying the first degree, and 20 odd years later, I'm first director of the Correllian Nativist Church.
It's amazing how time flies, isn't it? And what about you, Rev Brenda?
I was actually living up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was attending a couple of festivals up there each year. And I met a gentleman up there, and we hit it off. I ended up getting my first degree with him. And I got my initiation actually in 2011 down in Texas at Lustration down there. That was being held by Sacred Fire Temple. So that's where my travel started. Ended up stepping out and for a while and came back 5 years ago at the last Lustration in Danville. And I've pretty much been thrown in and said, guess what? You're now here and we get to have fun with you by throwing everything in your lap.
So if you can explain to, for those of us who do not know what it is, what exactly is lustration?
Lustration is a Correllian-based ritual. This upcoming one is called the Lustration of the Ancestors, where we acknowledge our ancestors, the Correllian ones, and as well as our family ones, people that have recently crossed over, and also way past, or that have crossed over. We honor them. We believe that they walk with us, incarnate and discarnate. They walk with us just as I'm talking with you. This is our way of honoring them. We have a special ritual in the fall. It's usually held at regional lustrations, where it's lustration of the living, where we honor the living members of the tradition as well, and we add their names to the book of life. At that one, where we add the ones that have passed, that have crossed over into the book, and their passing dates and things like that into the book of life.
Wow, it's amazing, and the ancestors are an important part of not just the Correllian tradition, but of all Wiccans, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Some Wiccan traditions follow that have ancestor worship. Some do not. Some believe once you're gone, you're gone. Where we believe they help us and guide us as a tradition, as individuals. I have my personal ancestors and as well as tradition ancestors that help guide me on a daily basis. I talk to them not as often as they would like, but
I totally understand that.
Yep. And when you don't, they tend to smack you upside the head, say, hey, where's our conversation?
Yeah.
Some more so than others.
Usually a frontal lobe headache usually is what I get if I have not talked with them when they've wanted to communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right. Okay. And let me see. So I understand that this lustration is different than most.
At this lustration,
Yes.
we are going to have a double investiture. The last time we had a double investiture was when Lady Crystal and Lord Don became first priest and first priestess of the Correllian tradition. That was in 1979.
Yep. And this year we will have the investiture of Lady Alyssa and Lord Phoenix into that position. So this lustration is going to be it's much more involved than most, I guess, is the best way to put
What
it.
do people
With all the planning.
Yep, definitely. And what should people know about this particular investiture? What should we expect?
Pomp and circumstance. I mean, there's a lot of ritual that goes into place because they are taking in a large, I can't say large, a big responsibility. I mean, for those of us who have been initiated, even not in just our tradition, each initiation you get a blessing, and it feels like the weight of the world gets put on your shoulders. More responsibility, more things. In the Correllian tradition, we symbolize that by adding more layers to our robes.
Yeah, so they get heavier.
Well, they get heavier because our responsibilities become heavier. And the weight of the world, and literally, the weight, in my position, the weight of the tradition is on my shoulders, as well as Lady Alyssa and Phoenix. But theirs even more so than mine. They are going to basically join with the spirit of the offices. That's part of the initiation. Their initiation, I guess, would be it is, like I said, it's going to be a heavy responsibility, and we're celebrating it. I mean, this is a new page for our tradition. Lady Crystal and Lord Don are aging, and it'll be good to have new blood in the upper management positions.
I totally agree about that. Yes. So what I understand that this is going to be a live event. What if somebody is unable to attend it live? How can they watch it?
We will hopefully we have not actually gotten to the place, so we haven't ran bandwidth tests and things like that, but we're planning on live streaming the investiture as well as lustration. With the hope, we are planning to have two people, one from South Africa, Lady Rain, as well as Rolando from the Philippines will be doing one of the quarters.
Are they going to be there live, or are they going to be on?
Yes, they're
not.
They'll be there live, just be on a Zoom or.
So
we're hoping that they can make it that they can connect well enough to call the quarters and be part of the event.
So they'll.
Yes. And I apologize.
Kitty!
Coming in to say hi.
Kitty's fun. So another question that I need to ask is, there will be cameras there?
Yes. There we are, like I said, we're photographing and recording. If we cannot live stream it, it will be recorded. And then you will be able to see it on Correllian News Service, Divination TV, as well as Correllian TV. One of the stations I tend to help out with.
That's nice. It's excellent news. How can we find out about the lustration?
There actually is a Facebook event that's you can find on Facebook. It's open to the public to locate it. Lustration of the Ancestors 2024 in Danville, and on that event page we have quite a bit of information, including we'll be adding some more information regarding some workshops and things along that nature. Let's see. We're also
Mhm.
hosting a food drive for the Eastern Illinois Food Bank, which I'm very excited about. It's getting our name out there as a benefit to the community. So, speaking of which, I need to get a hold of them about boxes and such. So, but you can actually, if you can't donate actual items, there is actually a way to donate
What
virtually as well.
is there a website that they can link to find the information about the lustration?
You can go to Correllian.com. There's on the menu, there's Lustration 2024, where you can find out more information, where you can register, as well as hotel information. We do have a block setting for hotels if you would like to get a local hotel. I'm not for sure the rate. Brenda, do you know the rate?
I believe the rate was in my notes. I believe it was like $89 a night plus tax, or thereabouts. So it was there was a discount because I was able to set up a block of rooms for everyone that's coming in from out of town, and that, so a little bit cheaper that way. Doesn't always work that way, but hey, trying to save our group as much money as possible so they can attend. This will be the first in-person lustration since 2019. Wasn't that right, Jason?
Since our last lustration, yes.
And is there a charge for attending the lustration?
Yes, there is a minimal fee to come to lustration, but lustration ritual and the investor ritual are free. They're intended to the public, but for the workshops and the facilities and things like that, we do have to charge a little bit to
How much
cover
is
the cost. The break right now, I believe it is $90 to attend. We did have earlier bird specials at $40. A lot of people jumped on that, which is really cool. That we were able to secure the building and everything like that. I want to thank everybody that donated and did that.
Okay. What are some of the events that will be occurring at lustration, other than the investiture?
We will have a temple deeming. We will also have classes. There will be a silent supper. After the investiture, there will be a barbecue dinner to celebrate the recently anointed first priesthood. What else? Some of the classes, Brenda.
Well, there will be one, a fun one, just sort of crafty, to make puppets. We'll have the herbs and all the instructions for that. We'll also have music and magic. And we're also going to be, prison ministry. One of our members is every other week, I believe it is, goes to local prison and works with some of the inmates there. So she'll be talking about that, which will be very interesting to see how she got involved in that. So I'm excited for that one.
Good.
So those are just a couple of the classes.
Is there anything that we would need to bring for those classes?
No, everything will be there. Maybe if you want to take some notes, you can. Thursday night we're having a taco dinner, which I'm excited about. So people that are able to come in early will have a nice chance to socialize and have a nice taco dinner. But meals are included in the cost, so that will help defray a lot of the costs that people have coming to the events, because when you have to eat out, that can add up quite a bit. So having meals included is a benefit,
Now,
I
Rev
believe.
Brenda, you mentioned earlier about a food drive. What types of things are they allowed to bring?
Basically a lot
Mm-hmm.
non-perishable items. There's actually a list on the Eastern Illinois Food Bank website. The link is actually included in the Lustration 2024 that has all the information from our Facebook event page. But a lot of it is non-perishable canned items, peanut butter, boxed meals. Unfortunately, they can't accept homemade foods, obviously, for dietary reasons and perishable reasons. So that's the big thing there. Also, toiletries. They would appreciate things like pet food as well, because I mean, we have your family, but your animals tend to be your family too. I mean, I have 2 cats and a dog. As much as they drive me crazy sometimes, they're still my kids, and I want to make sure they're fed and taken care of. So, but yeah, a lot of it is non-perishable, canned meals, boxed meals like macaroni and cheese, peanut butter, hamburger helper, just a lot of the basic and staples
Canned
are
tuna.
what people need.
Mm-hmm.
Canned tuna, canned chicken. I mean, just about anything that, it's basically a lot of the staples. The link on the Illinois Food Bank, the cost that you see is what they're able to utilize to purchase extra items. But you can actually do like a weekend, meals for a weekend, just a block of money. So you could do it that way as well. As I said, even if you can't bring anything, donating virtually is very helpful, because then they can buy extras that they may not have enough of, and food banks are very important. I've actually had to utilize food banks in the past, so I know what they can provide, and it's something that people do need. So this is definitely giving back to community.
That's definitely very important. And what further things can we expect to do or have?
Well, we'll have some games, Cards Against Humanity.
Don't know how well that'll go over.
Went over quite well at the Parliament, but that's all they're.
Yeah, the humor of that game tends to be a little wonky.
Cards Against Humanity or Cards Against Correllians?
Both.
Absolutely, yeah.
I do have unicorn. Unstable.
I haven't played that. Too. I'm curious about getting it because I love unicorns.
I have the yes, and I have the NSFW, so the Not Safe for Work version.
Those are always fun. Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Well, you would
definitely not work appropriate.
Arlene, you would love my sister's food stand. She does the Twisted Unicorn. That's her name of her food stand, Twisted Unicorn.
That's cool.
Okay.
So, if anybody needs to reach either of you, where can we find you?
Facebook. You could also reach me at revjason at Correllian.com.
Mine is a little bit more wonky. It's also known as, or aka .kittycat9@gmail.com, but I'm also on Facebook under Brenda Pergande, and you can find me if you link over to any of the Correllian pages on Facebook. You can find the link there to my Facebook page as well.
Rev Jason, we mentioned that we can find you on Facebook, but what are you under on Facebook?
Jason Highcorrell.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Rev Jason and Rev Brenda, for joining us here today at Beyond the Spell. And it was great having you today. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Yes.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
same here.
And we
It's
look
been a
forward
great
to
time.
seeing you at the Lustration coming up, at which time yes, we plan
Yes,
to be doing
definitely.
some interviews there, and also, well, hopefully some interviews, just probably 5 seconds if we can get anybody.
It will be a little crazy.
Yes, yes.
Fair warning.
How many people usually show up?
Anywhere between 45 to 50 people show up.
On average, it all depends. A lot of it, as I said, this is the first in person, so we'll see how things go. We're hoping for a really good turnout.
Yes. Look forward to it. Okay. Thank you very much. And we'll make sure that all those links are provided within our, if you look at our description below, you should be able to find links in there. Plus, they'll be popping up on the screen as well. All right, this has been Rev Sir Arlene Freed of the Correllian Nativist Tradition and for Correllian News Service, bidding you have a blessed day.
You have been listening to Beyond the Spell, a production of the Correllian News Service.